All right. Get ready, folks. Fasten your seatbelts.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, dude.
Now we gotta
You want to give us a spill one day?
get into the routine. It's just stuff that I have fun with, guys.
I love it.
I'm a writer. I write stuff.
Thank you, Frank.
I'm not published.
Thanks, Frank.
I'm grabbing them in the Brisket
Hey,
published. so
if you publish this on our website, you are published.
exactly. Ooh, I might need my accreditations. That's just what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, you guys all have been invited to be able to post things on the website.
Yeah, we just don't know. We need to sit down with you on one afternoon and just actually see how you're actually, because I don't maneuvering on the website. I gave me
It's very easy.
You gave me the access to it,
Yeah.
but I was like, dude, I'm going to delete the whole website. That's what I felt like.
No, you don't have that access. You just have access. You just have access to be able to post like a
We don't know.
like a blog post.
I don't. We'll see.
Look, John, we know how to
We'll see
use
who can access.
websites.
Yeah,
all right, we don't know
exactly.
the behind the scenes,
Something just happened.
the inner workings, the interwebs of podcasts. Now we got technical difficulties. 63% of the Samsung. That's fine. That'll last all day.
Yeah, man,
Right.
do whatever you want.
It's fine.
Was that a jab? I don't know. I
I
felt like
know,
that was a
that's
jab
what
a
I
little
felt
bit.
like.
What was that?
I think I heard him mumble "fuck you, John" under his breath.
I think I did too. Have to edit that out.
I did not like your video that you posted.
Which one? About the iPhone? Mm-hmm. Look, it is facts.
Yeah.
That when somebody from an iPhone, okay,
What is the fact, James?
it is facts that when somebody from an iPhone sends you a video message, they're so used to sending it to their clones, they're freaking cult members that it works flawlessly between each other. But when you send it to a normal phone,
What anybody? That's not
Normal
normal.
phone.
It's not normal because now you're basically you're degrading what the other phone is, right?
Right. Hateful.
So,
True. But
so
I'm
when
looking
you-
at statistics.
But when you send it to the most popular phone sold in the world,
That's not true.
it is true.
No.
Android is sold. There's more Android users than there are.
Oh,
Apple
I thought
users.
you were talking about iPhone was more popular. Okay, yeah.
But when you
You're
send
totally
it,
right.
when you send it to a different phone,
Android's about 80 to 60% of the
Yeah.
market.
that's a big difference that you just.
What is
said.
Android? Just encompasses everything that's not an iPhone.
correct.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Well, there's Google. There's
well,
Google phone.
okay.
Yeah. Google,
all
runs,
right.
Google runs off Android.
No.
Google created Android.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's true.
That's like saying not donuts for breakfast is more popular than donuts
Well,
for breakfast.
one's open
Okay.
sourced, right? One's not.
No, I get it.
Yeah, one's better.
I get it.
One's grainy.
One's created by robots and one is created by humans. I'm just kidding, guys.
Yeah, small children.
Yeah.
One's created by Terminators.
John likes his phones to come with just a little bit of human suffering in them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's been a lot of like suffering going on this week. There's been a lot of like craziness going on this week. Mm-hmm. Like, and maybe it's just me, my perusing the websites and the information that's flowing towards me. But there's a lot of crazy shit going on
Like
right now.
aliens are real.
Aliens
Like, nobody
are
likes
landing.
talking about that.
No, aliens are not landing. This is a smoke and mirror thing.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
NASA
Exactly.
basically came out and said, yeah, aliens are real, and we've been studying them for a long time.
Yeah.
NASA?
Yeah.
NASA said this?
Yeah.
I thought it was an Air Force guy.
They did too, but now NASA has confirmed it.
Well, NASA also
And like
lied to us.
nobody cares. It's just like, whatever.
High level
Have you heard of inflation? It's bad right now.
people of high level clearances are coming out whistleblowing saying, yes, we have an aircraft. We have the pilots. They're not saying aliens, but they're saying the pilots. They've been studying their craft and their technology for years.
They operate the ships with their mind
How do they know this?
What is this, Independence?
Because they have them.
because they're in the ships.
Yeah,
Some of the ships are
really
being
just
flown
like-
by like drones almost, right?
I'm to the point like, okay,
I don't believe
what
it.
else is I don't believe it. I think we've all been like desensitized to where we've seen so much that we really can't tell what is reality
Yeah.
and what is not reality. Because hey, I saw a video on YouTube or I saw a TikTok of, hey, there's a spaceship flying above my house. I'm like, nah, that's CGI.
Yeah.
Like nobody believes that
90%
person.
of the bullshit is going to come out. It's all smoke and mirrors. They just want people to think about different things and talk about different things instead of talking about and thinking about the real agenda, right?
Without getting too political, that's all it is.
That's it.
They send out these little distractions
That's
so you
it.
don't pay attention to all the fucking bullshit.
Smoke
that's
and
really
mirrors,
going on.
man.
Yeah.
Smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, I know.
Magicians have been doing this shit 24/7. Like, it ain't.
All I'm saying, if there are aliens and they're around, then let us know. I mean, shit.
Why don't you go out and look for
Make
them?
it a tourist.
Fuck.
Make it a real tourist attraction. Yeah, make it a real tourist attraction, not like the shit that Jan went to and like paid like $20 to see a
remember that.
wax replica of an
That
alien.
was the worst.
Give us
experience
the
of my
real
life.
shit. We'll line up for miles.
That was
to
like
go
a
see that
4-hour
shit.
drive
That's just-
from El Paso.
Yeah, you talked about this one time on the podcast.
Dude, not good, man.
I feel the same way about that as I do about like ghosts. Like I don't believe it until I actually experience it for myself.
Well,
Sorry,
no, I think it's anything in life, right?
not anything.
You can take my word for it, or you can go through it yourself, right?
Yeah, but for ghosts or aliens or that kind of stuff, like
Yeah.
I just have to
Aliens
see it
and
myself.
yeah, ghosts maybe.
Really?
Unless I can reach out and punch it myself, I just don't believe it.
Not ghosts in the common sense of what people talk about, but like definitely some kind of spirits. Yeah.
So there's this show on Netflix called like 28 Days or something. 30 days.
Isn't that a movie?
22 days. 20. You know what? So in order to get the full effect of a whatever, so they bring these people in. They're like psychics, and they go to they give them like random locations, right? They have no idea what happened in this area, this house or whatever it is, right? They're just sensing, like they pull up, they're like, okay, this is the address. They pull up, they walk to the property, they're like, and as soon as they get there, like, I think something bad happened here. You're like, of course something bad happened here. You would not be sent this damn address if something bad did not happen here, right? And they're like, but they got really like some, and obviously like I got Google. I can Google what happened in this address the last 50 years and figure it out, right?
Yeah, it's a TV show.
Hey,
So
while I'm laying in bed, I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, her name was Ruth. Okay. Oh, there was a girl named Betty that died. Oh, I'm sensing a bee. Betty, is there a Betty here? You're like, oh, okay, I know what's happening, right? But that's the whole premise of the show. So they spend every single day and night in this house. They document what's going on. Some people are like, there's like 4 or 5 people, and they're like, some people are like, I'm an empath, or I'm a person that I can feel whatever, or some people see shit. I don't know, right? It's all whatever. I'm like 30 minutes into it. This is dumb. Turn it.
We went to one of those as a kid. Like
Not
one
good.
of our neighbors swore up and down she had ghosts because the stuff on her computer kept disappearing.
Like, what is
She
that?
invites like the neighbors over.
Hey,
so-
what does that mean?
My search browser, my
Yeah.
search history
My
keeps
search history.
deleting.
Well, this was like the 80s or whatever. So my dad decides to like fuck with them.
Oh shit.
So he's like, oh, I feel a presence, acting like it's talking through him, and he's just fucking with everybody there.
Yeah.
But like the ghost reader
he's
person
not.
or whatever is like
Going with it.
going with this shit.
Dude. Hey, my dumbass, like, here's my luck. I go to somebody's house. I'm like, oh, yeah, definitely feeling a different weird, I'm a very heavy presence. And I go this whole thing, and then the motherfucker actually happens, and it follows me home. And I got to deal with that
Yeah.
that mess on my hands, you know?
Reality is that you're just feeling like the humidity.
Yeah,
Like,
it's hot in here.
It's thick. It really is. But
yeah,
Yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Man. Hey, there are no ghosts. Brisket.
Straight out of Texas, we're born to live this way. Fire the grill up and hand me a cold beer, hey. We're barbecuing, the fire smoking, the brisket's cooking, yeah. Let's grab 'em in the brisket.
all right, hey guys,
nice
grab
new
the
intro.
brisket. I love the new intro. Jan sitting there chugging the screwball.
curveball.
Curveball.
Curveball. God, why can't I not get that like correct?
You have
Curveball.
Regardless.
you have a lot of brain cells you've killed in the last week.
Too much curveball.
I don't know why you can't, James.
Too
It's
much,
weird.
Yeah.
I particularly like fastball, so I'm just kidding, guys. Hey, welcome into the Grab the Brisket podcast. Look, hey, everybody, grab a cold beverage or a warm beverage, whatever your choosing is.
Nope.
Just don't make it a kombucha. all right?
Kombucha.
That stuff's weird, right?
Kombucha?
I don't think I've ever had kombucha.
Kombucha?
Yeah, what is it?
It's like moldy stuff, right?
Like a root? Is it a root?
Moldy water,
Is it moldy water?
something like that.
I've seen it made.
Eat some
and
mushrooms like everybody else
I've-
does. I don't know
right.
why you go to that rabbit hole.
I see it at stores, and I watched a video on how it was made, and it's basically you get this like slimy film that gets like created on top of the moldy water, tea, whatever it is they're brewing. But that little cap that comes off. But then you drink the rest of it.
No, you don't.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know if that's good for you.
They say
Really?
it's great for you. It's like it has all these like nice healing
Really?
properties. These like
I mean, you can eat-
probiotic type, great for your gut health or whatever. I'm just like, no.
You drink this and live. You can live through anything.
Exactly.
You can scrape the mold off the cheese and eat it.
That is true.
That
yeah.
is true. My
I'm
mom
like,
used to do that.
Wait, scrape the
what?
mold off of cheese and
Yeah,
eat
cheese. Like if cheese has a little bit of mold on it, if it's covered, no, maybe not. But if it has a little spot on it, just cut that part
Oh,
off
man.
and keep going.
I'm so paranoid about if I have like a little speck
Yeah.
of mold on something. After
That's how penicillin was made, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's through mold.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you're welcome.
I believe you.
Yeah. So
knowledge is power.
The more you know.
I mean, if maybe you're urinating and it's like burning a little bit, maybe a little burning sensation.
Eat some moldy cheese.
Get some moldy bread. All right.
Okay.
Cheers to that.
That's
Nice.
medical science, guys. I didn't create it. I'm not saying you have to do it, but hey,
But you can do it if you want to do it, right?
If it's burning when you pee, stay away from those loose moral people that you're hanging out with.
Loose. Hey, lay down with dogs, wake up with fleas, and wonder why?
loosey goosey. All right. Hey guys, how's everybody's week been? I mean, mine has been good. I mean, work's been work. Great.
Work's been work, man.
I mean, thankful. Knock on wood. Yeah, got a job. Got everything to be thankful for. Can I just say,
J.O.B.
I don't know how John's doing. We might have to check in on him. This is his first deployment
Really? Is that what we're doing here?
of work, occupational
This year?
initiation
No.
that he's had to go through for the last
Oh,
like.
man. I see. How long were you gone for, John?
3 days. 3
Ooh,
days.
man, I'm
And they
sorry.
let
You
me
did it.
have it. I'm telling you what. They were like, oh, he's coming back? We're going to mess with him. I did my first 2 flights. After that, nothing was as scheduled. I didn't end up any of the same cities, different overnights. I was supposed to be back last night around 10:30.
Yeah.
I landed at about 4:30 this morning.
Retired?
Yeah, I was freaking tired. And then I got home, took a shower, did a couple things around the house, and I had to go pick up Luke up at Bush Intercontinental. I didn't get in bed till 10 o'clock this morning.
Bush, he can't Uber? I'm just kidding. No, he's been gone. So where was Luke at?
He was down in the Galapagos. He had a freaking blast.
I bet he did.
Yeah, he did.
It's-
Why do our kids live better lives than we do?
I'm telling
Listen,
you.
I think it's such
spoiled.
I think it's such an important thing for every kid to get a little time away from this country, right? Especially when you're young. I'm not saying like too young. I mean, he's what, 16?
He's
17? 17 years old. I think is a perfect age to really just kind of leave and whatever. Kylie left at 17. She went to Europe. It was phenomenal. Such an eye-opening moment for her. Once you just kind of realize like the culture you're in doesn't necessarily really mean what the culture. It's hard to really think about it, right?
There's
It's hard
other
to really-
ways to live than what
there
what
is,
you're
right?
doing.
And it's hard, it opens your mind to like I don't have to run this rat race, right? And I don't have to feel this way. I can do. And every time she goes somewhere else and comes back, you can see it, and she's like, I had a great time. Like I didn't have to, whatever. It was eye opening for her. I strongly suggest it. I hope it was this way for Luke.
Oh, he had a blast. He had
You
a
know?
blast. He was telling us all kinds of. One of the things he was talking about is, what do you call it? Bartering, not bartering.
Yeah,
What's it called? Where you're
where you just
arguing over
Haggling?
the price. Yeah,
Haggling?
haggling with the people that, because there's everybody down there trying to sell you stuff, right? And he's so much better at it than I am now. But let alone back then, like if somebody told me $30, I'd have been like, okay.
yeah, right.
He said people trying to sell him stuff, and he's like, they're like $60. He's like, 25. They're like, no, 60. He's like, 25.
15.
50. 25.
$10.
He said they come all the way down to like $30. He's like, okay. He
Gotcha.
just stays at 25 the whole time.
Hey, gotta love it, man. Hey, that's some cojones, man.
He's like,
it's
they're still making money. I was like, okay.
it's not that they're still making money. It's just like it's not about making money or whatever else. And obviously, you see somebody like, hey, let me throw you extra bucks here and there. However, once you start looking, I'm not saying like people prey on dumb people, whatever else. But
Oh,
like,
for sure. They stupid
hey,
Americans, right?
They would sell.
World
They'd sell that item at
revolves around
$80, or they'll sell it at $30.
Right.
Either way, they're going to make money on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So
What is the
Still the word.
currency going on in the Galapagos?
I don't know. Turtle shells or something? I have no idea.
Well,
say.
then you know what?
Are they
Shame on him. He should have fucking paid the $60.
Are they
Okay.
trading with seashells or
Yeah,
what are
that's
we doing?
doing?
dude. It's
Oh, he's
how
spoiled
about
though.
it's beautiful.
Well,
You know,
I'm sure
our
it
one
is.
listener who's
figured
in the
life
Galapagos
out.
Islands is really pissed off right
He
now.
said
no.
he said they had 3G everywhere on the Galapagos Islands. I was like, oh, that's cool. He's like, no, it's not cool. It's awful. That's like 20 years ago, Dad. 3G. I was like, oh, okay, you're spoiled,
Oh,
right?
you talking about the infrastructure?
Yeah, like, there's
Oh,
no
man.
5G out
Hey.
there. He's only 3G.
Hey, brother, you don't need internet when you go outside. Don't worry about sending messages.
he had a
and-
blast though.
Yeah.
Has lots of pictures and stuff.
That's cool.
So I can agree with Jan and disagree to a certain, just a little bit.
Fighting words.
I think yes, I love the kids going out and checking out these other countries and other environments, but I think we need to send them to like the shitty places, not the Galapagos. We're not sending them to Paris. We're not sending them to
Paisley went to
Right.
Greece
Greece.
last summer.
You're going on vacation to Myanmar. Have
yeah,
fun.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
She went to
Nah,
Greece and came back thinking she's a world traveler.
Right.
well,
She
kinda
broke
is.
out.
She kinda
Well,
was.
she broke out for the longest time. Well, you know, over in Greece. Hey! I'm gonna go ahead and stop you there.
Listen, sweetheart, we're in Pearland.
Right.
We don't know.
You ain't in Greece, and I paid for that fucking trip.
How was
so.
that? How was that Greek McDonald's that you hit up like every day?
Yeah, right. Right.
No,
yeah.
they actually got sick on the food over there.
Really?
Yeah,
All of them did?
yeah, all of them.
What were they eating?
I don't know.
I think it was
Greek
very
food.
Greek
I think it was-
McDonald's.
I
They
think it
weren't
was
used to like
very
some
rich.
of the
Gyros.
stuff they were
I
eating.
think it was very rich, very cheese heavy type stuff.
They probably couldn't handle the non-processed foods.
Yeah,
The body's like, what do we do with this?
What? My body doesn't have to work as hard to get it into the system. Like, fell, shut down.
Why is this so fresh?
That's good. Okay. let's
Yeah.
Yeah.
let's go, guys.
Yeah,
Hey,
guys,
listen.
hey.
This is Grabbing the Brisket. We are a beer and barbecue podcast. We also talk current events and a little shit here and there. James, take it away.
Yeah, I did. So we were talking a little bit earlier about the old alien invasion type stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, I got to ask Frank. What he thinks about aliens. And I asked him
is
a
an
question. If he might be, and I asked him if he could communicate with an alien, hypothetically. What questions would you ask this said alien?
Yeah.
And just let you guys know, we're fixing to get into beef rib talk. So just really, really
We promise we
quick.
talk about barbecue.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's coming.
So really quick, one question he was like, okay, what is the nature of your civilization and how does it compare to ours? And I'm just going to kind of like beer translate that a little bit, like drunk explain that.
Yeah.
That it means how did you fuck up your own civilization and why are you here at ours? Are you trying to take ours over? I think that's what that kind of means a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, like, are you just here to strip a world of like minerals, or are you here to enslave us all?
I think this is just going back to the kid talk we had earlier. They're just coming over here on a vacation. They're like, hey, we need to get away, see a new culture.
Right.
So the rumor is
Like
that
visiting Greece.
We're only getting alien teenagers over here.
so yeah, right.
We're a prison planet.
Yeah. So it's been the rumor is like, right, it's like one of the things, like, it's been happening since dawn of time or whatever. And they're like down in the ocean, right? And the ships come up out of the ocean and they shoot up out, right? And they come back. Some are drones, some are flown by people, whatever, or not people, but like, entities or whatever. But they just pull minerals out and they take minerals. So like we're like a mining. Whatever. That's like, oh, great movie. I'll watch the movie, but I don't believe a word you're saying, right? So
You got planet light, I'm just gonna say light beam, and they're all just happy, joy type stuff, and they're like, and this one extra terrestrian has his old lady into this like store. It's a big day for them. Like he's going to he already popped a question, or maybe it's a custom where they just go into this like
Dude.
whatever, and he goes into this like store to get this like, it's probably not a ring, it's probably some type of like orb or something that
Glowing
like
something.
just hangs over their head or whatever. But it's like, hey, where did you source these orbs at? oh, these are sourced from the planet,
It's not called Earth. That's what we call it.
whatever they called.
N25967.
Really? That's pretty. That's
Planet of
pretty
the dumb
rare.
blobs.
That's rare stuff.
It
up
came,
there.
it came from Uranus.
Yeah.
I get it.
And we're moving on with alien talk.
Whatever.
We're getting.
How do we get so deep in that shit?
Just go back real quick. I guess also what they say is like they've evolved so much they don't need bodies. And I'm like, boy, if you don't need bodies, then you don't need our minerals. Get out of here. You know, like get out. Boy, you've already elevated.
Yeah, I mean,
Boy.
are you like Salt Baeing, like
Yeah.
the minerals on your little
Yeah. What are you doing?
your little
You don't even have a
alien
body.
creatures that you're eating?
You're
like
just-
there's like some weird Bobby,
orb.
There's like weird Bobby Flay that's like alien Bobby Flay that's up there. That's like, oh, I need these earth minerals. Like, ooh, check it out.
Yeah.
They're here to take all our barbecue
Yeah.
seasonings away.
Who could beat extraterrestrial Bobby Flay?
Dude.
What is happening right now?
Okay, let's go.
We'll
Get
get
out.
Oh
idea.
my god.
Yeah, you know what, man? Listen, James, you went way too
Perfect-
far with that. I
Perfect
cannot
segue
believe you did that.
into getting into the barbecue news. If
Yeah.
we were going to do that.
Yeah, you
Hot off the
can't
grill barbecue news.
do that, James.
All right, I got a couple of things. First thing is, Food Network will be bringing back 2 primetime barbecue hits this summer. Bobby Flay's Barbecue Brawl and Michael Simon's Barbecue USA are returning to the network. This is in early July. It says July 10th.
Was that Food Network?
That
what was that?
is,
Yes.
Yeah, whatever I just said.
Okay. You
think
said
both
the
of them.
network. So.
Food Network, yes.
Food Network. Okay.
Food Network. Let me see.
Both are great shows, by the way, if you haven't checked them out.
Yeah. So Barbecue Brawl, they're going to start with a 90-minute premiere episode, whatever, and then go to their regular 1 hour long format. And Barbecue USA will have 8 hour long episodes where Simon is doing what he did last time, going around to the different competitions and whatnot. I think he was at Memphis in May recording, so probably be some
Yeah.
of our friends on there again. Check those shows out. What else we got here? Kel sent this one over
Do you think we can get on?
on the show.
Yeah.
Of course, do you want to?
Yeah.
Do you want
No,
to?
I'd love to. Yeah.
We're like on the back burner, like right. We're like the
Runner
on
up.
deck. On
Like,
deck.
somebody gets
Are we on
sick, we're
deck?
in.
Well, I've been putting them off. They've been asking. I've been
We're
like,
the
well,
extra board.
we're really busy right now, so
No, actually, that's a good idea. Keep putting them off. Don't call us. We'll call you.
Yeah.
We're actually good right now. We don't need your
yeah, super busy.
Cartoon Network. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. Yeah. I'm just joking.
We're kidding. We're kidding.
Please call us. We're just kidding. Ah.
Please keep going.
And tune in next week. We got Myron Mixon on deck.
We do. I'm super excited about
Myron
that one.
Mixon is on deck next week.
Correct.
I don't know if you guys are ready for him, but I'm
I'm not ready
super
at all.
excited.
I've done
I am
zero.
I have been
anything.
I've been doing chin-ups. I've been doing push-ups. I am
Are you
in
trying to
this
fight him
win.
or
Oh,
what?
bro! I've been like talking really fast, talking really slow. Been drawing it out a little
Hi-lo,
bit.
hi-lo.
I've been drawing it out a little bit. You know.
Okay.
We're gonna be
I love
good.
All right. This next little bit, I got this from Kel. He says, barbecue will soon be returning to the Madison Square Park in New York, New York, in the form of a fundraiser. It is called Celebrate Big Apple Barbecue, and it is June 13th, which, if you're following along, this episode is
listeners?
probably coming out
That day,
That
Tuesday.
day, yes.
Yeah, it's
So-
Tuesday.
when you're hearing this. If you are in New York, go check this event out. It sounds badass. 20 plus great barbecue joints from around New York City will be participating, which is awesome because I didn't know there was 20 plus good barbecue joints in New York City.
There's
I
not.
didn't know it was 20 period.
Let's just hope it's good barbecue.
We're just kidding.
I'd venture to say they have some really good barbecue there.
Well, they just won Memphis in May.
I would also say there's not a lot of good barbecue there.
There's
right?
at least one. There's at least
Yeah,
one. They
I-
just
I would
took
agree with
first
that. I would
up there in
agree with
Memphis
that.
in May. So me and James talked about it last week, and we were
Right.
both.
I would agree with
Yeah,
that. I'm
that
not
was-
saying
Yeah.
New Yorkers can't make good barbecue. I know they can. I'm just saying they've got a few places there that are like Texas inspired or a Kansas City
Texas
inspired.
I tell you what's
whatever.
happening.
They got good
we
barbecue
can get
there.
into. Maybe we'll get into one episode. I tell you what's happening. They're coming down here
Learning.
and they're learning, and they're taking all that shit back up there with them.
Of course.
Now, I don't
Spread the
know
love.
the wood situation up north. If how abundant some of these hardwoods are.
Cooking on pine. Oh, not
Right.
good, guys.
They're not going to have
This
any
Texas
wood up
barbecue
north.
sucks.
Stay away from that pine. Cedar. Ah. Flavor's not cedar.
Hey, you know how to really start a good fire? Just get some pine needles and just.
No,
bunch it
I
up
think
and
they're
throw
more
it
of
in your
like hickory
firebox.
and oak. They've got the same hardwood somewhere. Man.
They're definitely not getting wood from Canada.
They got that maple.
Let's be honest. Anything
That
that they're
shit is on
cooking or
fire.
cooking with, they're having to import anyway. They ain't got none of their own shit up there, right?
No, yeah, they got hardwood up there.
Okay.
Not New York City.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like New York City,
Manhattan.
the only trees are in that big ass park they have.
That big ass park.
Yeah.
Concrete jungle.
Central
Yeah.
Park.
I don't know, man. Look,
Exactly.
just drive.
Yeah, that park.
They don't let you cut shit down.
If
there,
you
I
just
know
drive 5 minutes out of town, right there, hardwoods everywhere.
that. Okay. There you go.
I don't know this.
You're
to
in
be
New
true.
York looking
I
for
don't
some
know.
hardwood.
I've actually never been.
I think there's a lot of maple trees around. A lot of syrup.
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 We'll go on.
Okay. That's what I got for news, but I do have a couple of quick shout outs. One of them is Doug Scheiding. You guys remember we had him on recently?
Good old
Dougie Doug.
Yep. You remember he
Dougie
was
Fresh.
talking about he's got some rubs in the works.
Yeah.
So he posted this the other day. I thought I'd share it. The guys that he cooks with, Wild Game Crew, he cooks with out there at Houston Rodeo, where James volunteers and gives back to the community.
Hours.
Why are you doing this for James? Now it's
I
not just
tried-
James talking about how much he gives back, but now you're giving James how much he gives back.
I tried.
Not cool.
Honestly, I tried to add up all the volunteer hours that I've given
Just lost count.
them over the years, and
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute. Who's getting a better deal of this?
Anyways, yeah. So that he wasn't with them, I don't believe, the way it was written. But Wild Game Crew, they went out to the Texas Ranger Bicentennial Barbecue Cook-Off celebration just recently. Got 3 top 10 calls and out of 4 categories: 7th in ribs, 1st in brisket, 4th overall. But the reason I'm sharing this is because they were using Doug's new seasonings that are not out yet.
Doug's Dust.
Yes. Yep. Doug's Dust, his AP rub, and his TX brisket rub.
Little picture of the belt buckle that he won.
I saw
Thanks,
that.
James.
Pretty badass.
So, congrats, Doug. And he said those are coming soon. I texted him. He said, "Oh, let us know as soon as we have more information on that. We'll put them out there." And then the last shout out I have. This is pretty huge. Our buddy Kevin Bludso. I don't know if you guys saw this. Did anybody
Bludso.
see?
Dude,
Yeah.
this is badass.
No.
I'm so excited about this.
He just won a James Beard Award for his cookbook.
Oh.
So that's a big one.
That's huge,
Yeah.
man.
Was this
That
after
is
he came
huge.
on the podcast?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
yeah, we.
obviously.
I mean,
You're
he
welcome.
was being. It was before us, but then he came on, and then he was awarded. I think.
So if you guys haven't
Yeah.
checked out Bludso's Barbecue Cookbook, A Family Affair in Smoke and Soul, check it out.
We actually talked about the cookbook when he was on.
We did.
Oh, yeah,
a lot.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
Well, he said
yeah, kudos
Amazon,
to him.
I think he has sold like over 1 million copies.
That's right.
Or
A
something.
That's
lot.
right.
Yeah.
Kudos to him, man.
I just
Way to
finished
go.
the TV show. You guys watch the TV show? I forgot the name.
I've-
Barbecue Showdown?
Yes.
yeah,
I watched-
I've seen.
2 episodes with James.
I watched all episodes in like 2 days. Well, I was getting rerouted at work and whatever. That's a great show. I just need to know from you guys, like, who do we want to get on the show first?
Pick me.
No, dipshit. I mean, who from them
Oh.
have we want on our show?
podcast.
Well,
I don't get to pick who goes on their show.
If I go on the show, are y'all going to interview me the way you interview everybody else?
yes.
Sure.
If I go on one of these shows, are you going to try to interview me? the way-
100%.
You know,
100%.
You have to call in. You have to stay home and call in.
Oh,
though. You can't come over
I'm
here.
calling you from another state, bro. I'm making this thing legit. The call's going to drop out. It's going to come back in.
I apologize for calling you a dipshit so fast. It just
Really?
flew
That
out.
was harsh.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, that one on deck.
It was
Yeah,
ready
yeah.
to go.
Maybe a lot of listeners have not seen it. They don't know who won it, so
Yes,
maybe
we
don't
won't
wanna-
say that.
We won't say it, but
Is that who you
I
want?
don't know
definitely
who
get the
won it.
winner. Definitely get some of the other whoever wants to jump on and.
Well, there's
and-
like 3 or 4 of them that we've been following, been friends with on social media since a long time.
yeah, there's one in Houston. Was it Joey Victorian?
Yeah, he seems really cool.
Yeah, seems like a cool dude.
Do you think we should ask Frank to help us out with the cookbook?
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
All right, that's great.
That was a joke. I was
definitely.
just
He's,
kidding.
he's already written like 2 cookbooks
Jesus,
for me.
James. Never mind. Yeah, 17 short stories and a novel. Also 6 cookbooks. Frank is awesome.
I agree, but can I tell you this? Like one little tidbit.
Tell us whatever you want.
We've had 2 James Beard award-winning people.
How many Hall of Famers have we had?
Grab and Brisket podcast, and we've had
A lot.
numerous Hall of Famers
That's right.
At least.
on there as well.
Shouldn't brag.
At least 4.
We are the hardest working
Was that bragging?
barbecue and beer podcast
I'll be humble a little bit more.
in this country. I'm telling
In
you right
this
now.
room.
There's no other people, no other podcast that drinks as much beer as we do and cooks as much fucking barbecue as we do. And we actually do what we say we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It is life, and it's not like because we're like trying to show out. It's just because we're going to do it anyways. This whole podcast started because we were doing this stuff anyways, every single day. And it was like, why don't we just record this? How many times did you say the words, "We just put a camera up in the in Vegas here"?
I guarantee you, if we'd had a camera set up,
Oh, dude, we're all
probably
like,
be already on Food Network. Just no, probably the History Channel. No, probably
nope.
like the
History Channel.
What's E? Yeah, one of the ones that has like the Antique Roadshow or.
I was just thinking one of the trashier ones like MTV
Damn,
or something.
TLC.
VH1.
Yeah,
The same one that has
Yeah.
lizard lick towing on it.
the real dudes of barbecue.
the real husbands of barbecue,
All right.
house husbands,
Can we talk about
the
some
real
ribs?
house husbands of barbecue.
All right, that's what we got for the hot off the grill barbecue news.
Very cool.
Sorry to wrap that up, but we do have real quick. We have some mail.
Oh, mail call.
You
Mail
got
call?
mail.
James,
What's in the mail, motherfuckers?
All right, Jan, you ready here?
There it is.
Whip it out, Jan.
I'm looking for it. I don't see
It's right
it.
here.
Oh shit! There it is.
Literal mail.
Oh. Ed Mitchell's Barbecue. Ed and Ryan Mitchell Pitmasters. Look out.
Hand it to James so you can put it in front of the camera over there.
yeah, they reached out to us, said they want us to check out the book. We are going to check out the book. I told them we'd share it on the mail call, and
So the back of this, I'm just saying, a celebration of the history and tradition of whole hog barbecue from the most famous pitmasters in North Carolina. Dude, let's go,
Hey,
man.
you know, we'll do a whole podcast. I'll just read it
Let's
like an audiobook.
go.
And that could be the whole episode.
Yeah. Hey.
All right, let me see the first.
There and back. Oh, there's a note in there.
Nope. I don't know
Is
if
there?
there is. I don't know. Let's see. No, it's just a reorder thing. Let's see. Go ahead. Hopefully it's
Wow.
Oh, okay. It's just like, yeah. It just gives like a little synopsis.
information,
I say a
whatever.
little synopsis, but it's like,
it has chapters.
Yeah.
Dude.
I like that.
Hey,
Wow.
can I take this home?
Can we?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
let's
thanks.
do
I
it.
have like 4 books I'm still trying to get through.
I don't know if they're
Okay.
taking shots at us.
Yeah,
It
I
says
like
here
taking
like
them.
how to build a fire.
They've clearly listened to the show.
Exactly.
Let's go, guys. Man, hey, this
We do a
this
little
is
like
awesome.
a little excerpts like Ed Mitchell's journey in the barbecue business began in 1991 with a lunch.
Just
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but anyways, thank you, Ed.
Audio and books
And
coming soon.
I don't remember what Ed's son.
Ryan.
Yeah, I
Ed
think
and
he's
Ryan,
the one
man.
that actually reached out.
very cool.
Yeah,
Very cool, man.
That's awesome.
looks like a good book, and I'm sure we'll end up getting them on a show
Hopefully.
before too long.
Hopefully. And you know what? Here's the deal. They're listeners.
They're huge fans.
Huge fans.
Brisketeers.
Let's go, guys.
They're called the Grabbers.
Hey,
Oh,
we-
I'm
you
sorry,
know
the
what?
grabbers.
Hey, we're fans. We're fans, though.
Of course we are.
That's the deal. Like we are y'all's fans. We're it's not like we're trying to put ourselves up there into some light. Like, oh, come, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, we want you to listen to the podcast. We want you to whatever. But we are fans of all of these guys and girls that are out there kicking ass, taking names. You know
Are
what
you
I
a
mean?
fan of all of our listeners?
I mean,
Cue it up, John.
if you do this, John, I feel like
Why is that so quiet? Hang on, let me fix this.
Turn that up.
John.
I didn't quite hear
Yeah.
it.
I feel like
Hey, Jan, you're a bitch.
That's better. Yeah.
You know what? I feel like the way he put it out there, it seems the way he's saying it is like he doesn't even have enough energy, right? He just says it so you're a bit.
Well, he said it a lot of times. He's
Yeah,
probably tired.
exactly. You know, I
Pour
don't.
out.
It's like
I don't believe you.
Maybe
you
it's
know what
a-
I'm saying.
maybe it's an endearing
I don't
term.
believe you. You're saying it in a way that makes me think I don't believe the word you're saying. It's a farce.
It's like he's being forced to say it. Like,
Yeah,
I don't want to
like,
say it.
Is there a gun in his back? Blink twice if you need help. Jesus.
Jan's just saying, call us again on the hotline.
Exactly.
And say it
Yes.
again with a little more gusto.
Exactly.
Would you
have
please?
Do we have a phone
Please.
number for this hotline? Can we put this thing out
we
there
do
real
have
quick?
a phone number for this hotline.
Let's put this number out real quick.
We
Let's
do.
just get this number going. There it is. Voicemail 434-829-2299. You call in and you tell us exactly how you like the podcast. You tell us all the things you don't like about the podcast.
Tell us who your favorite is. That's
Yeah,
what I,
and
and,
if you-
and who sucks.
Who is your favorite? Give us your favorite.
If you
Let's
do say
go.
Jan's a bitch, though, it's 100% guarantee you're going to be on the episode.
100%.
Yeah, it's also 100%. I love you.
Who checks the voicemail? John?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
How many
cherry-
John's a bitch?
He cherry
is on
picks
there?
these motherfuckers.
And we
no
don't-
voicemails, but we have gotten some messages.
there's been a few messages.
Just
Been a few
recently, when I
messages,
was
haven't
late
there?
on an episode, I got a couple of
Yeah,
way to go. Hashtag
Yeah.
John's a bitch.
John's a bitch.
There you go. Do better, John.
Do better.
Do.
I don't know how I could do any better, honestly.
You could cue
I'm
us up for
already
a commercial
so
break.
good.
Yeah.
All right, we'll wrangle it in. Great news, John. I mean, as always,
Thanks.
superb. Can we maybe pay the bills a little bit, and then we'll come back with the grabbing of the brisket beer review?
I like it.
Let's do that.
I like it.
This episode is brought to you in part by Oklahoma Joe's new Ryder Deluxe pellet grills.
Since the company's humble beginnings in 1987, Oklahoma Joe has helped those who appreciate the process and the craft of smoking.
What began with Joe Davidson, a member of the Barbecue Hall of Fame, and a dozen hand-built smokers at the Oklahoma State Fair over 30 years ago, has since forged an Oklahoma Joe's brand that builds some of the most sought-after smokers.
Oklahoma Joe has a proud history of creating uncompromising smokers and grills with carefully crafted design, and the newest generation of the popular Ryder Series pellet grills carries on this tradition.
The new features in the Oklahoma Joe's Ryder Deluxe pellet grills include a Pit Control 2.0 system that delivers the category's first dual-sensor temperature control.
Fire-focused dual sensor feedback optimizes temperature control based on selected cooking styles, low and slow smoking, or high heat grilling.
A power feed system that boasts the high torque auger motor that powers through pellets for incredible power and performance.
The new Ryder Deluxe series builds on several popular features, including smoke and sear modes, which features an impressive temperature range that runs from 200 degrees Fahrenheit to a searing hot 650 degrees Fahrenheit, and a 20-pound quick draw hopper that allows unused pellets to be drained in seconds for simple storage, removal, and swapping of pellet flavors. Guys, if you want to find out more information about the new Ryder Deluxe Series pellet grills from Oklahoma Joe, check out the Oklahoma Joe's website, and the link is in our description in the bio, and that's oklahomajoe.com.
Hey, I'm Lauren,
And I'm John.
and we host the Beard Owl Podcast, a podcast where we talk about two of the greatest things in the world, beer and Beard Owl.
And a lot of other things. We're funny.
Yeah, that's basically what I told him to say. Good job with your
I
script.
listen.
Yay! But no, seriously, we try and pair a beer with a Weird Al song and talk about both things and go where the conversation takes us. It's fun, I promise. You'll like it.
Yeah, I mean, if you like talking about random things as well as, you know, fine craft beers and some wonderful craft music.
Yeah.
Speaking of fine craft
No,
music,
so can we go back real
And
quick?
that's a
That
perfect
was called
segue.
Beard Owl. Beard Owl.
Beard Owl Podcast.
Beard Owl. Dude, I know I've heard this before. I think I've listened to
We
a few
talked about
episodes. I think I've listened to a few episodes already. I think it was good. I thought it was funny. I thought it was good.
people that listen to Weird Al and people that are obsessed with them
Yeah.
are different kind of people, and they are the friendliest people. It's just
Dude.
awkwardly nice.
Well, so are we.
They're great. No, you're just awkward.
And nice.
Like
I'm a nice guy.
like Midwestern nice. or-
Maybe. No.
Well,
they,
maybe so.
they just seem super fun, and the show is super fun to listen to.
Yeah, and they've got a lot of energy, I think.
Oh,
Right?
a ton of energy.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, check them out.
Yes. Maybe there'll be a collab coming up. Maybe we'll just do a Beard Owl barbecue podcast.
Beard Owl barbecue?
Yeah, I don't know.
What barbecue do you pair with the...
That would be good.
We'll just get
Yeah.
let's just
Name a
get
couple
Weird Al.
songs. We'll pick the protein to pair with it.
If
Just get Weird Al
I
on.
can do it.
And
I
talk
can do
barbecue
it.
with them.
We could do that.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Send him a message.
I will send him a message. Speaking of awesome music,
Perfect segue into the grabbing the brisket.
man, I don't know if that was better or worse than the duet we had last week with just me and James.
I bet that was awkward.
Actually, it was fantastic.
Yeah,
so
it wasn't.
You're
So-
welcome to.
The harmonizing was a lot better. I was like, John coming
Hey,
here.
two
think
tone
we
deaf,
got-
two tone deaf guys trying to sing
Tone
this
deaf?
thing. Tone deaf. trying to sing this and telling me it was really good.
It was good.
No, it was not good.
You know why?
No.
We held hands while we sang, so we were
Yeah.
really in tune.
I bet there was not a whole. That's fine. Whatever. Just do y'all guys.
And today we have a fine brew coming in from Real Brewing Company.
Real Ale Brewing Company.
Real ale. Yeah. So you got the
Corn.
3 on the tree, which by the way is a little badass hot rod.
Super cool.
And I feel like this is more the standard here, right? Back in the day we were talking, when we first started this podcast, there was a lot of wrapped cans, and it just seemed like, oh, okay, I get why you're doing it. It's easier to buy this.
Cheaper.
It's cheaper, right? To buy, but you gotta have a wrapping machine. You gotta have something. It doesn't matter. It's all gonna happen. The printing's happening no matter what. You're just printing onto a silver can, right? But the companies that really put it out there, Real Ale, Martin House, and there's a shit ton, a Saloon Door, right? These companies, they have badass artists like creating these cans. And this is another one right here. Real Ale has done a great job with this can. The artwork is phenomenal.
I love the artwork.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, who doesn't?
It's really
right?
cool. I think these are the same folks that did, is it Crispy Business?
Maybe so. Yeah, Real Ale. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had quite a few real ales
The,
at this
the
point.
only thing I don't like about this can, and it's not because I don't appreciate the artwork that's on there, is that I want more from it. Right? I see the great artwork on the front, but they copied the same thing on the back, right? And they just drew in the generic. If you drink this when you're pregnant, you're probably gonna have
Yeah, just don't put the warning
I
on
think
there.
they
a
have
kid
to
with
do
a small
that.
brain or something. But what I'm saying is like, yeah, you could. Well, I don't know, man. I don't have alcohol. Alcohol is crazy, man. But what I'm saying is, it could have put something. They could have put a little bit more into this. I feel like giving us a fake story, a backdrop, how they created. What was the? I think that's what we were missing on this.
Right.
What is the?
I get it. So you like the ones
What's
that
the
have
story?
like the 4-paragraph little thing on the back. This thing was brewed and blah blah blah
Well, no.
with malty something or others, and
I like we thought of this. This was inspired by this. That's what I like.
Yeah.
I don't really care how you brewed it and the malty floral flavors. Or,
1947, 3
Yeah.
kids decided to drag race around
Yeah.
Devil's Back Bin.
3.
And they all died.
Yeah.
And you could see they're all skeletons now. So
which is sad.
they're Dale Earnhardt Jr. fans.
But the artwork is phenomenal. Just come on, man. Like you get the front, give us the back, give us some information on this. All right.
I like
Cheers.
the can.
I love it.
I like all the little things they got hidden in there too. You notice the little icon
saw
on the
it.
cars, little hop and everything. They got
That's
some
their
little
logo, isn't it?
details everywhere. Yeah. But 4.8%.
yeah, middle of the road.
That's all.
Yep. It's just a lager, so
Yeah, it's a
good
lager.
It's good for
Like,
lager.
once I read the word lager, I was just like, it's gonna be low. I just like it's fine. I don't need a high alcohol content. I just think the flavor is gonna. I haven't had it yet. I haven't tried it. I'm just talking about it.
Why don't you take a sip?
When I hear lager, I just think it's going to be very drinkable.
Yeah,
That's
And
true.
I can say that it is.
Oh, it's a good beer. Shit.
When I
did
hear
not expect that.
lager, I automatically think of Kenny Loggins. So
I don't, but I did not expect that.
What?
I did not expect that. It's a good
Why
beer.
don't you sit the next couple plays out, James?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
Kenny Loggers.
Yeah. Hey, now that would be a good beer
I don't
if you
know
want
why
to.
I
Freaking
know
Joe
that's a good
Biden
idea.
over
I don't know why he
here.
doesn't have his own beer line now. Kenny Loggers. Top Gun.
This is different. It hits.
There is something different
There's
going on in
something,
this
yeah.
lager.
It's got a little bit of that
It's got a full
corn
body
chip flavor.
Yeah, corn.
Corn
right,
chip.
right. You
Yeah.
definitely get a corn
It's corn.
or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's not that
But it's
kind of
not-
corn flavor you get in like a cheap beer.
Yeah, it's not.
You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
not like that.
It's not like this
It's definitely
lingering.
like that Dos Equis, that
Type deal.
Mexican lager.
A little bit of that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But I think it's a little
No.
smoother than most of those. Some of
I
those
don't-
have a little.
I'm not getting
Nasty
that.
to
I'm
it.
not
It
doesn't
getting a
have the
Mexican
skunky
lager out of
taste.
this
Right.
at all. I'm getting more of like corn or a maize, right? People say maize, right?
You can say this.
But yeah, this is a. You definitely get that on the back end, but it's very drinkable. Very drinkable.
Yeah, actually, the more I'm drinking it, the more like my first
Yeah.
drink, I was like, And
I
the
had
more
the same
drink,
deal.
I'm
Like
oh,
first sip, I was kind of like, and as I drink it, I'm
The
like,
more I drink, the more I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
Can I ask what the 6-pack ran?
I think we're around the $12 mark.
12. Okay, that's a little higher.
$12 for a 6-pack.
It's a little higher than I wanted to hear.
And this right here, I'm not
Yeah.
saying. I know a lot of work went into the. It takes everything, right? It takes the advertising. It takes the artist. There's a lot of work that goes into producing a can, and obviously, I want you to make a lot of money. Your margins need to be really good, and everything else. I just think $12 for a 6-pack is just.
It just depends upon what it is. But
On a
for
lager?
this
On a lager, it's just not cool, man.
I need
Like,
$9.99.
Hey,
That's what I need.
the
$9.99,
inflation is. We were at a rate where we're paying higher prices for every single thing that we want, more so than we ever have.
And now we
in
can't
the
even drink our
history.
way through it 'cause it's
and
so
now
expensive.
we can't afford it because.
But that's going to stop
Yeah.
you from going to the bar and paying $4 for a beer.
Well,
but when
that's
you
not
put it
what we're
like
talking
that,
about.
that's not what we're talking. Yeah, exactly.
That's not what we're
I
talking
get it.
about.
It's still only $2
Shut
a
up,
beer.
Alex.
That makes sense. I get it, but
Nobody wants your logic.
yeah,
Yeah.
when you account for the ice you have to buy, I mean, it's costing more.
We also, when you go places, they have a whole building that you're in, right? I'm ready to
You're
go.
paying for the experience.
I'm paying for the experience. I'm in my house drinking a sixer, and I'm like, damn, I just paid $12 for this damn thing.
You have that special like
It is good though.
It
condition.
is really good. I actually would probably pay.
$12 is fair.
I'd pay for it. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
that
lie.
special conditioned air over there at the bar. It just it feels a lot nicer there, right?
Yeah,
It does.
I'm ready to rate this.
this is
This is a
good.
really good
I'm
beer.
just saying I would like it
This is a
more
really
at
good beer.
$10.
Yeah, okay.
If this was like if this was
I got
like
this for free, so I'm gonna judge it without.
Oh,
you know,
this is gonna be really high.
okay, how much is a 6-pack
not
of
bad.
beer?
What kind of beer?
Coors Light,
$7 maybe.
No.
Yeah, for a 6-pack, $6.
$10.
$6.
It's got to be less than that, right?
Is it $10
I don't
for a
know. I've never
6-pack?
buy
I
a
want to
six-pack.
say. I want to say.
I know that's a problem. I
I
don't
was
buy
thinking like
6-pack.
$6.99 maybe for a 6-pack.
No, I think it's like $12 or $10
for a 6-pack.
Like it's gotta be $9.99.
I'd never buy a 6-pack.
Dude.
I buy
I
a
can't
case.
You know
That's
what?
awesome.
Can I just go back? I want to take away every single thing I said about the price of this, because if you could buy Coors or not Coors, well, yeah, Coors or Miller or anything else,
Yeah, it's
and buy a
gonna be like
6-pack for
$8.99 or
for
$9.99.
$9.99 for
You're
10.
you're paying $3 extra for a
I'm
craft
paying
beer.
$3 for having a craft.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm such an idiot. I did not see that. I was very narrow-minded. Thank you for charging only $12. Okay.
It's very
Okay.
drinkable. It's very flavorful for a lager. It's
Dude.
probably one of the best lagers I think we've ever reviewed. Just a straight up
With
lager,
a
no
corn chip,
fancy stuff
with a
going
corn
on.
chip note at the end. Is that weird? Not a corn chip.
No.
Like a
Tostinos,
Tostitos
tortilla chip.
tortilla chip.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I meant. Yeah.
A
I'm
tor-
actually not getting that at all from this, but
I'm
I
not
also
either.
did just drink. I just drank this beer right before it.
No wonder.
A saison, so
Yeah.
it might be throwing me off a little bit. I'm probably not getting as much as you guys.
What do you think?
I'm not getting corn chip.
Yeah.
Alex, what do you think? No, don't score. Just what do you think about? Do you have that corn chip taste in there or no?
Slightly. I don't think I have as much as you do.
Well, different palates, right? There's levels to
Yeah,
this
but do
thing.
you taste it there or no?
Slightly.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you
The
could
more you
probably
talk
drop
about it,
a,
yeah, the more I taste
James?
it. But I think it may be a mental thing.
you could drop a little salt.
You
and
do
lime on
taste
this
it, don't
thing.
you?
It's gonna be money.
That
Yeah,
right
right?
there, that's the key. Like if you drop a little lime salt or lemon lime salt, whatever else, yeah, that maybe just like balances.
Do you want to talk about the best beer salt out there? The Grill Your Ass Off. Their beer salt is fucking phenomenal.
We need to have those guys back on.
Yeah, well, they're the ones that just reached out and said they're sending us a flag for our recording studio here.
Yay.
So
Oh, look
Yeah.
out! Very cool,
So it
guys.
doesn't look so boring over there.
Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
when you watch next week over there behind James, it'll be a
A big ass.
flag.
I don't
right?
know what's going on. If you look at I think it's the camera's off kilter, right?
Yeah, but
It's
don't
just-
worry, nobody's gonna see that camera.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
camera.
That's
I
is
just
don't
for
even
us.
know why you're looking at that.
Yeah.
That's just
You
for
need
us.
to be looking there.
Nobody else can see that.
Or here.
Sorry.
I'm
Guys,
giving this beer,
primarily
this
here.
lager,
Oh,
an
I'm not there.
8.6.
Oh.
8.6.
8.6.
Oh, setting the bar.
I really like
it's-
this lager.
Has anybody else
Matt,
already gave
I
a
really
score
like
or
this
no?
lager.
That's what I
Matt,
want.
that is a good
8.6.
score.
8.6.
That is a great score.
Okay, I just wanted to say this real quick. A 6-pack of Coors Light, but we're talking pints. $8.30.
So a 6-pack of 12 ounces is gonna be cheaper than that.
That's what I would think.
Okay.
Never mind.
From the
Don't sway
from
his
where?
score.
HEB.
No. What are the gas station prices?
Bro, we went off of gas station
Did you get this-
prices.
did you get this at gas
We're not
station?
going off of grocery
no, I get the
stores or
specs.
Right.
Specs?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
okay.
Let me call Brad.
yeah, right. Right? Hey, can we tee up Brad Orson real quick?
Yeah, we got him on speed
Let's
dial.
just get a Brad Orson mic check real quick. Can we get a Brad Orson?
Mm-hmm.
See here?
Just grab them in the brisket.
Yeah.
Just grab them in the brisket.
There it is.
Dude, Brad Orson with the Shed Barbecue. Listen, you know who he is, but check him out. Come on.
Yeah.
All right, John, what you got?
This is good. Like I said, when I first drank it, I was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna like this."
Yeah.
The more I drink it, the more I like it. It's good. It's tasty, and like you said, as far as lager, as far as
It's a really good beer.
4.7 worked out good for you?
Yeah.
Hey,
Eight,
I'm
4.8.
gonna go.
4.8.
I'm not ready. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
Great. I'm a 6.5. I like
Just
the
a
beer a lot.
Just give it a
I
number.
don't like the Tostito chip flavor at the end. There's a corn.
You don't?
I don't. And that's why I'm whatever I said, 6.5, I think is what I said, or whatever. That's where I'm at. It's a great beer. I would drink this beer if it was in the cooler. If I went somewhere like, oh, I had this. Oh, yeah, I've had it before. I'll drink it. I just don't like the way it finishes.
Corn. Okay.
It finishes for me with that corn, and it's not off-putting, but it kind of is.
What if you ate this with Fritos?
And I don't eat
You think-
Fritos. I mean, I would eat Fritos, but I would never.
Here's the deal.
I would never.
He likes the corn chip flavor, but he wants his beer with corn chip flavor to have that Hormel chili flavor as well.
Oh, that's right. Oh.
That's what puts it over the top, and it's delicious.
I forgot all
You
about
have to
that
have
beer.
it.
I forgot
It's the
all
combo.
about that
I didn't
one.
know if you.
No.
I didn't know if you. Yes, it is.
That's exactly what it is.
That was
is.
the worst beer I've ever had in my life.
That's ridiculous.
was
You're just
100%.
being
100%.
ridiculous.
You're being a baby.
100%.
Yeah.
You're being a baby, and I don't know if your palate's actually
Advanced
graduated.
enough for Hormel.
Yeah,
Right.
graduated from like junior high to understand the complex flavors that we are injecting to our body 24/7.
Okay.
You know
Okay,
what I mean?
I'm going 8.0. This is good. I like it. It's very good.
8-0. Rookie score,
Well,
but
I would drink the
Eight's
shit
great.
out of it.
it's a rookie
Eight's great.
score.
Eight is-
So it
this
better
is
be
It's
better
not
than
an
good.
This is
8-0.
great.
This is not an 8-0.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It's just above very good. It's great.
It's 8.6.
It is a good beer, though. Really good beer. And listen, hey, the score I gave it, it's not a bad score. This is a
Nobody
good
said
beer.
it was. No, you're
I-
fine.
I
You're
just
okay.
wanna
You're
make sure
okay.
people
You're saying
realize-
it's good. You're right.
Yeah.
Make sure people realize this. Like the
You're
scale is like five. A five,
Five is middle of the road.
Middle of the road, right?
6 means it's a good beer.
this is above the middle of the road. This is a good beer. So this is
Yeah.
that's where I rate it.
Once you give your score, then
Shut the f
Shut
up.
the fuck
done.
up.
Okay.
get done.
You're done,
son.
You're done.
Hey, James, what do you think about this beer?
You're
Alex,
done.
did you already get in?
I have not.
Do you want to go? You want me to go?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
James is going to go a solid 7.5.
Yeah. Whoa.
7.5.
That's
Okay.
not.
That's a good. That's a good
He used
score.
a decimal.
I know. I thought he was going to 7.0.
We go
but all right.
7.5. It's look, I think I rated Coors Light like middle of the road, like 5, 6. All light beers are all in that same area. This right here is very drinkable. If I had a 6-pack of these in the back of the cooler, I'd drink them.
Okay.
Like, I wouldn't have a problem
What if there
whatsoever.
was? What if there was 30 of them in your cooler right now?
Then we're just firing off a 30 rack. We're going.
Or really,
Yeah, I would drink.
100%.
I would drink this like a light beer. Like
Definitely.
Just nothing but this all night long.
dude? You know what? You got to respect that.
Yeah. I don't know if I could kill as many of these as a Coors Light, but I could definitely drink these like it's going out of style.
Yeah, I'm almost done with it. I mean, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's
I'm close.
Did Alex give a score here?
yeah.
No, I hadn't. I was just waiting for everybody to forget about me.
Everybody shut the hell up so
Just
you can
get your
talk.
score, bro.
Just trying.
Poor Alex.
6-7.
That's it. That's all you're getting. Just nothing else. Just 6, 7.
It's a 6-7.
What do you like about this beer, Alex? Tell us your likes and dislikes.
Why did it get to the very good state? Or
No,
6 is
six-
6
this
is
is good.
good.
It's just
Six
good.
is good. Why did it
It's-
get to the good state?
It has a good flavor. It does have that weird little bite at the end.
Yeah, it's not a bite. It's like a.
I feel like Jan just talked you into that though.
I
I feel
feel-
like
I
you
feel
liked
like
it more until Jan started talking about it.
But it's not a bite.
When
it's
I first
just
when I first drank it, I was a
and-
lower
ugh.
score, but the more I drank of it, the more I like it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
There it is. Hey, the
I'm-
score is
I'm
what
going
it is.
6-7.
We can't take it back. Once you say it, it's set in stone. Get over it.
Stone.
Set in stone.
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 All right.
And once we say grabbing brisket,
Beer review. Choo choo.
Is that the stamp? Is that
It
what
is.
sets that in stone?
Yeah.
set in stone. It's done.
It's the thuggish ruggish
Locked
stone.
and loaded. So today we're coming in with the beef rib, and I clever title that I had today. Where's the beef rib?
Yeah.
Did anybody
Yeah.
catch on that?
Where's the beef?
Am I too old for
No,
that?
we got you, brother.
Where's
Come
the
on.
beef? The commercial.
I remember those.
You
I
don't
probably
have
would
to
have caught it if I would have.
You sound like John trying to
I
explain
wish John
a joke.
would have had like the
like-
commercial queued
Where's
up,
the
ready
beef?
to play.
Wait, what are you saying? You sound like John what?
I said he sounded like John trying to explain the damn joke. We understand what the "Where's the beef" commercial is. Like, just do your shtick, bro.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
My bad. My bad. So I came across an article. I was looking at AmazingRibs.com. You got Meathead over there, barbecue Hall of Famer that you guys had an opportunity to speak with him. And I was
James.
like, I'm sorry, I was not there.
Sorry.
But I was looking over his article that he had about beef ribs and all the different cuts of beef ribs, and I was like, it would be a fun topic to discuss because, quite honestly, it's like I know there's a lot of things thrown all over social media talking about the best bites of barbecue, but for me, one of the best bites of barbecue is a nice beef rib. You know, the big dinosaur beef
Yeah,
rib, just
100%.
a chunk
Dino
off
rib,
that.
but it has to be cooked properly.
For sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
But
Nothing's worse than a chewy beef rib.
Oh,
it's-
dude, that's the thing.
It's
That's
trash.
it's almost like it's got to be close to barbacoa versus the
Tender.
Yeah, right.
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 Well,
And-
I
and
see a
there's-
lot. I see a lot of people thinking that like pork belly is the best bite in
No,
barbecue.
pork belly's great, but no.
It's not. Beef rib is the best bite in barbecue.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite barbecue.
Literally,
my
if you
literally
get-
favorite thing to eat.
The I guess would you go with the chuck rib, the
The dino ribs.
the dino
right?
rib?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is like the brisket on the stick, but it's the point, but it's even more. It's better than the point.
Oh yeah.
No. It's not. It's
it's
I-
almost
that's-
the
I like it
same.
best.
It's almost
you-
the same.
Yes, when cooked properly. That's the only
Right.
thing I can say. Like when cooked properly, it is.
Correct. Yeah, but we're not really going to get into like the actual cooking methods.
Okay.
We're just talking like and we could talk a little bit about the cooking, how to cook, but I think we're just talking about because there are two different beef ribs out there when you go to the grocery store that you can look at.
Yeah.
So now you, John, is this the
This is a chuck rib. This is plate ribs. This is the big dino ribs you're thinking of.
correct?
Yeah. So this is so think about a rib. Like it's not this is not like a. It's not like a pork rib. You know what I
Correct.
mean? Like and obviously two different species of animals and whatever else. I'm just saying cooking method or anything else. It's not the same. These two are not the same. One's about 3.5, 4 hours. You can push it to 5 hours if you're doing a different type of cook and whatever else. This rib, this little rack,
Yeah.
it's going to take you 8 to 12 hours to cook this rack.
It's
down.
closer to like doing a brisket, right?
It really is.
For sure.
You know? And you really have to know what you're doing on this because, yeah, you can put a lot of seasoning on it. You can cook it up, and I'm sure you can get the flavor to be right. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the fact that you can cube this meat on the bone and run one line underneath it and have perfectly cubed, like almost burnt ends. You know what I
Basically,
mean?
yeah.
Essentially, right?
I don't know where it is
Melts
in
in your
relation
mouth, and it's
to,
very rich. This is a very, very rich cut of meat.
Yeah, I don't know where it is in relation the beef rib to the brisket to the point, but it tastes very similar as far as the cut of beef, right? As far as the intramuscular fat, the way it renders it.
Yeah, the chuck short rib is very close to where the brisket is.
Yeah.
So brisket is right in the shoulder, towards the front. The beef rib, we're talking about the dino rib. That is right there in that same area.
Yeah.
That's where they're getting it from. Now, when you get into the plate rib or not plate rib, but the short rib, that comes more off of the.
Well, isn't it first further down on the
Yeah,
ribs?
it's closer to the stomach.
It's closer to the spine.
Okay, yeah.
It's
yeah,
closer to
right,
the ribeye.
Right.
Okay.
which that is phenomenal.
Right.
Short ribs are phenomenal.
Might be a tiny bit leaner, but still
I
ridiculously marbled.
I misspoke a little bit.
Damn
So
it, you're such a
yeah, short rib and the dinosaur rib, the dino ribs or whatever. Those are all kind of like the same.
Right.
The back ribs is what I'm talking about. The back ribs are close proximity to the ribeye. That gets cut off. If you
What is
notice,
the back rib?
those are the beef ribs that we used to cook back in the day. That was like, oh yeah, I'm buying beef ribs, and it's like not giant bones, but bones, and there's like small meat in between. There's really not a whole lot of meat on top or bottom,
Yeah.
whatever. It's just a little meat in between or whatever. By the time it cooks down, I don't know if John's got a picture of it. By the time it cooks down, there's
Yeah.
just like little to no meat whatsoever. That is the back ribs.
People that have had beef ribs and say, "Oh, I'm not a big fan," this is what they've had.
Yeah. So if
It can be good, but I think you can smoke it a bit, but you
You
got to
just-
braise that thing and then just pull the meat off because there's not enough meat to be
So
eaten.
if
Just
you,
like it's ribs.
you ever have
That's
bone-in ribeye, that's basically what it is. The bone-in ribeye, you're just taking the bone off, and that whole section, that's what they're selling
Yeah,
as
but,
beef
but,
ribs.
but you have a less. This is not a bone and ribeye.
Correct. Basically, they cut the ribeye off of that right there.
Right. So if you're
Okay.
having
yeah. So the ribeye's been removed from this cut,
like if you're having a
and
tomahawk,
you're left.
right?
and you're left with the remnants of
Yes.
little meat,
Exactly.
whatever else, right? So yes,
So
I get that.
That was the whole thing we were
Yeah.
trying to talk about. Is like you got the what you call the back ribs, and then you have the short ribs.
yeah,
Right.
short ribs are phenomenal.
Each one of them have their own. I guess more back ribs is back ribs, just like what you write here. But short ribs, there are different applications that you can utilize, and whether you want to do a cross section of them, which they get into the
they
which
call it
is
like a flanken
the
cut.
flanken
Riblet
style.
is-
Yeah.
Riblets.
There it is.
The
Which, by the way,
Korean barbecue.
That looks phenomenal.
Those are some
That-
damn good looking
That
riblets.
picture,
Right there.
I don't, that's Wagyu or Kobe beef or something. I don't know what that is, but I'm like, yes, please.
This is I'll give a credit where credit is due, I guess. Christy from Girls Can Grill. This is all from one of her posts. She had a bunch
Very
of different
cool.
cuts of beef ribs and whatnot. But yeah, like James is saying, this if you're thinking of Korean short ribs or beef ribs, this is what you're getting. For me, this is the only kind of beef rib that you can do hot and fast.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you know this
yeah.
is this
You
is
grill
what
this.
I buy now riblets every single time. Like I'm doing a cookout, I'm cooking a brisket or ribs or whatever. It's like we buy sausage, we buy boudin just to throw on to have. I buy riblets now.
Yeah.
I just
They're
season
so
them up real
good.
quick, throw them. They just cook them up real quick, gives them to eat while everything else is cooking.
It's like
yeah,
it's like 5 minutes cooking. You're
yeah,
done.
yeah. And they're like you buy like $6 for that pack.
So back in the day when I was coming up in life, I would buy these and I'd bring them home and I'd cook them up right for the house, and it's delicious. It was really fast to cook, but back then I was a good barbecuer. I was a horrible griller. Right, and there's such a huge difference
yeah.
between barbecue and grilling, and I like all the time, like people would come over like, hey, oh, that's good, like, oh, really, you like that? You're like, what's some more? No, I don't want any more of that. You're like, oh, okay,
Hey.
that's weird,
Where's
And
the brisket
And
that
I
you
remember,
cooked?
I cooked some of these one night, and I cooked probably 3 or 4 packages of these, and I cooked like maybe 1 large pack of chicken breast, and I got so many like raves and like, oh my god, over the chicken. I got 0 over the beef.
Were you overcooking them?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm like, was that 180? Pull it off, right? You know what I mean? Like, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Like,
Chart it
but
up.
now, but when it come to barbecue, no problem. Like, I just never, at that age, I don't really care, and I was like, it's fine, just grill it up, and it's good. Here, wants a beer, right? That type of deal. Now I look at it, I'm like, oh my god, I screwed up so much food when I was younger, and serving it and going, hey, how you like it? It was like, I don't like it.
Right.
This sucks.
Give it a quick sear, both
Yeah,
sides,
that's right.
and
That's
eat
that's
it.
that's
Yep.
it. Just
Yeah.
eat it. Don't just sear it and pull the damn thing off.
And if you want to marinate a beef rib, this is what you want to use.
Yes. Yes, yes,
Hit
yes.
that with some
Yes.
some I don't know, teriyaki or some
little
shit.
soy sauce.
Yeah.
Little soy. Like you do a 30-minute. You could do a soy, ginger,
Yep.
black pepper, maybe a little Worcestershire or something. Just add a little
Gotta
balance
throw a
to
little
it. Whatever
pineapple
else.
juice in there. Or
Oh
something.
yeah, something like a pineapple, and then just a 30-minute marinade. Pull it out.
Syrup.
And it's a little seasoning and sear. Just a little.
Hit it with little sesame seeds, some scallions, and you're
Bro.
fucking money.
Like, why are we not doing this tonight?
We should. We should.
What I do
this.
with mine, I just do a little bit of salt and the Lane's Cubano rub.
That's a
Oh,
good
that
rub.
goes
That's
so
a
good
Cuba.
on
That dude, do not sleep on that Lane's Cubano rub.
They've
Dude,
got some
that
new
stuff
sauces
is
out, too.
legit.
Yeah.
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 I mean, Lane's is good, man. And we use
It
them.
is.
Yeah.
That Lane's brisket rub is really, really good as well.
Well, it's why I kind of like picked this topic because I know it is like for me when I was like doing a little research and it's like I had the preconception of just like the beef rib just came in the beef rib area. What the fucking rib area.
I understand with the
I didn't-
anatomy. It's here.
Yeah, it's the ribs, and I was like, okay. And I watched a shout out to I think it's a bearded butcher, all over YouTube and social medias or whatever. I watched him kind of break down a side of a cow, and he goes into full discussion as far as this is where this comes from, this is where this
It's
comes
kinda
from,
cool.
and I'm like, this is pretty badass. I like learning about that stuff, but they had the whole thing. It was like talking about. I always thought, okay, you got beef ribs, dinosaur ribs, great, there it is. And then, if you want the short ribs, okay, it just comes from the same thing, and you cut that in bigger sections. And if you want like the great flanking style, whatever, you just cut it really thin, and just like boom, you have that as well. It all comes from that short, that chuck roast area of the cow, but it's not the truth. I mean, when you get into the back ribs, and
I don't know what that means, James.
It's true.
I think it's kind of like a baby
If you look
back.
at a rib that comes up, are you talking about? So, if you're looking at an animal, right, and
Okay.
the rib cage is here and it rolls all the way up, right, and you have a spine.
Correct.
Are you talking about the top or
The
the
back
bottom?
ribs are obviously the ones closer to the top, up there where the rib
Like
eyes
closer
are.
to the back.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
Closer
so
to the
chuck
spine.
ribs
Closer to the
and,
spine.
and I think where they're getting probably the flanking ribs.
Chuck ribs, the big dinosaur ribs are coming more.
Even the
this,
English
this
short ribs
area.
are
I
The little
understand.
ones are
I
lower
just
down.
want to clarify.
The back
that way
is
everybody can think like, hey, it's closer to the
spine.
spine, closer to the back of the animal, right?
Just like the baby back ribs on a pig.
closer to the spine.
Right.
Correct.
There it is.
The only reason I don't eat beef ribs like all the time is just because they're expensive.
They are expensive.
You know, you're just paying a lot of money.
And
for
honestly, I can eat like 3 bites and I'm like,
not
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
People, people
Rich.
talk about being
It's-
too rich.
it's too
I will
rich.
go to town.
It's,
on
it
beef
is
ribs,
very,
so I can-
look,
I
dude.
can-
It's very rich. But if I'm like you, Matt,
if I'm hungry, I'm eating them. Like throwing them down.
I'm gonna destroy it if it's cooked right. If it's
Yeah.
if it's this chewy type thing, I'm not doing it. I'm just like, it's good, yeah, whatever. But I'm like you when it comes to I'd rather just order the cross section, right, and just grill those bad boys up because they're always so fucking good.
All right,
I'm on the minority of this. Like, I think pork ribs, I would rather eat more of those than beef ribs.
Well, quantity, yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
quantity. I'm gonna eat more pork ribs.
so flavor, head
Yeah.
to head. You like pork ribs? Is that what you're saying?
John, did you go through a lot
think
of
I
these
would.
pictures?
Beef
Do
ribs are a little
you
too
want to
rich.
keep showing some of
I
these
can show you some
pictures?
other ones.
Yeah.
Can I? Yeah, I don't mind touching
the
this.
English
Alex.
English short ribs, English ribs. It almost looks like just the short ribs that you can go get at the grocery
That's
store.
what you're going to see
I'm not really
most of the time.
sure why they call it
When
English.
people, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever actually cooked those.
I have cooked these. You don't cook them as long as you do a whole plate. I'll tell you that because you'll dry the fuck out of them.
No, but what you can do is you can sear these off and then you can braise them, and you can add
Correct.
stock and you can add vegetables
Yeah.
and everything into it, and
Absolutely.
you come back up. Hey, I'm telling you right now,
You basically just
shred
shred
that
it off the bone.
Oh, for sure. Treat them like
Shred-
beef cheeks or
and make
barbacoa
and
or
make
something.
and make tacos. Oh my
Yeah.
god, change your
Sear them off or
freaking
just
life.
hit them with smoke for 2-3 hours and then braise them.
Yeah,
Some red wine and whatever
Please.
else you want to put in there.
so good.
It's a winner. But yeah, this is between this and the back ribs we were talking about, where most people are like, this is probably what you're seeing in a lot of grocery stores.
That's right.
I mean, unless you're down here in Texas where they got
Right.
giant plates of ribs everywhere.
I think a lot of people, and I'll put
God
my
bless
I'll put
Texas.
my 2 cents in. I think a lot of people undercook beef ribs
Oh yeah, you gotta keep
Yeah.
going.
They,
You're not going
They're
to
doing
208.
like a steak is what they're treating them like.
If you're not going to 208 to 210,
Yeah,
I don't know if I want it.
even
Yeah.
that to a certain extent, I think they need
212?
a little bit longer because they're so rich
Yeah.
and fat.
I could see that.
Let them rest.
212.
That we've cooked stuff to 208 or 205 or whatever. You bite into it, and there's still a little bit of a chew to it. It doesn't like completely just melt. It'll pull off the bone, but there's still a little bit there. There might be we might have to play around with that just a little bit. I know the one we did with Jan, and I saw a video that I think our buddy Bill Purvis over there at Chicken Fried Barbecue,
Yeah.
where just kind of side track this little conversation, whatever. He was throwing out there a new technique that he learned from somebody else, and it was basically what me and Jan just did this past weekend or the weekend before, where we smoked this brisket on the drum smoker. We popped it to about 185 degrees close. I think Alex is the one that probed it. We're like, okay, well, shit, we got to wrap it up. By that time, it was like late in the evening. We're like, okay, we're going to throw it in the oven. And we threw it in the oven at, I don't know what temperature did you put the oven at. Was it 275 or?
No, it was oven was at 2. No. Oven was at 160.
No.
When I
When
we
you were
wrapped
finishing it.
wrapped 250.
250. And then I put a probe in it. I set the temperature probe for 203 degrees. Once it popped, or okay, it's done. Jan turned the warmer portion of his oven on to, I think you told me 150 degrees.
It was 170. I went
That's
back and
what-
looked the other day because my oven will not go lower than 170.
That's what mine is too. Warmer's 170.
170. So I
Once-
popped it at 170.
170 for 4 hours,
Yeah.
and then off until we, I think, got the next morning around 11 to cut this thing up. It was still kind of warm. Dude, we cut into that. That thing was so tender, so just like, I was like, we
Almost
need
overcooked.
Resting
but,
is important.
But not overcooked.
Yeah,
it was
it's like, we
overcooked.
need to look
it
into
is
this, but-
overcooked.
I,
But it's just so fucking good.
correct. So Bill Purvis, he's like, go out and get yourself a chicken roaster.
Yeah, I saw that.
And you can set it to
Saw that.
140 to 150 degrees on this chicken roaster. Cook your brisket, finish it. And that's what he did. He cooked on the offset. He finished it. It was wrapped up. Put it in this chicken roaster. He put it at 7 p.m. at night. He didn't pull it off until 11 or 12 the next day. And there's a video online. You can go check it out. Chicken Fried Barbecue. There's a video he shows it. It's like, that thing is jiggly, and just he starts cutting to that. I was like, I think you're giving away little secrets there because we talked to Mimsy,
Dude, we just did
our
this.
guy over at Mimsy's, where they rest these briskets overnight, 12 hours.
Let them rest in the warmer. Why
At
not?
160 degrees.
But they're in a warmer, and it's at a certain temperature, and these things just gel out.
At 170 degrees, and you know, I love the TikTok that you put out, and it may be one of my favorite ones that you've done in a long time.
With old Doug.
With old Doug. And,
Poor Doug.
And listen,
Doug got so much
Doug
shit.
got hate.
Hey, Doug, if you're listening, we love you, man.
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
hey, reach
We're
out
actually
to us.
friends now on TikTok.
Dude, you got to send him some love or something. Let's send him some shirts or something.
We
Let's
should.
send-
We
yeah.
should. It's funny. And then on
but-
Instagram, it blew up too.
Dude, it did blow up on Instagram. I saw that.
100,000 views.
Yeah. So that was the thing, and I thought it was a very creative video that you did, and you basically read, "Hey Doug, I love all your content, blah blah blah. Hey, you know, we'll obviously, we'll do better. We'll
Doug
do
had
this."
no content, by the way.
I know. I know.
That's for the listeners.
I've already been to Doug. Yeah, but at the same time, I love the fact that Doug made a comment on this. You know what I mean? I love the fact that he felt that he go, dude, this thing. What was his first like? How was
We overtrimmed.
it's over trimmed. We over trimmed because all you showed was the very top of the brisket. Had you flipped it over and shown that side of it, that we're turning that side in and not the top, you would not have had no hate. Oh my God! There was so much fat left on the back side of this brisket, which we cooked fat side up on a drum smoker. Oklahoma,
We
the
got
Bronco.
sidetracked a little
right?
bit, John. We still got the beef ribs up.
Do you not want to see
Our
that?
YouTube
Get that
listeners
outta
are
here.
like, shit, they keep going
Yeah.
on about this.
Well,
Doug
when I
guy.
edit this, they won't be seeing all that.
Oh, great. Perfect.
But I think that's the like. Well, I'm not sure where I was going with this. Excuse whatever. But
Yeah. But
the the brisket itself, I do think it was overcooked a little bit. It was right. But when I pulled that damn thing at 208 because we were talking and the thermometer wasn't right, and we got to talking. We're out with drinking beer, and Alex and I are walking off, and finally someone goes, "Hey, what about that brisket?" And I was like, "Oh shit, let me go back over there." Well, it was like 208. And I was like, you know what? It's a good number. I'm fine with it. Pulled it off. It felt great then, but it was a good cut of meat. But I'm telling you right now, I probably will do this for life on. And we've done this in the past in the coolers, and you stack 10 briskets in a cooler, a big cooler or whatever else. It's like getting a 160-degree warmer inside. You know what I mean?
For sure. That's what I was going to say. If you're putting a Cambro full of briskets, it's going to be a very similar
That's right.
effect where it keeps
That's
you at
right.
that temperature
So
the entire time.
You don't have to have an oven. You don't have get a cooler, get something, but don't open it. That's the problem.
It's the rest, yeah.
Everybody wants to show somebody how this thing looks or how it smells or, hey, look, yeah, it's in there. Here it is. Yeah, I told you it's in there. I don't have to open it up to show you it's in there.
You don't have to prove it.
You don't have to prove it, right? Just leave it in there and don't open the damn thing. But yeah, I thought the brisket was phenomenal. But that video you did, dude, it's done really well. But lights out, I was like, damn, I feel bad for Doug right now. Doug is getting some hate right now.
He got a lot of comments.
Jeez.
A lot of people just tearing him up.
Hey, Doug, if you listen to the episode, we appreciate you and whatever else. Just call in. Call into the thing. We want to hear your side of this, Doug. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's go, Doug.
Absolutely.
Team Doug.
Yeah. So long story around, we're circling back
Yeah.
to the beef rib talk, and I think we kind of exhausted a little bit. But obviously, you have your back ribs and you have your short ribs. The back ribs, obviously, little meat. You still have to kind of cook that the same way.
You got to cook it down.
You got to cook it the same way you do the big dinosaur ribs.
I think you have to spend more time. What do you call it? They have to spend more time sealed up in something with some juice,
Right.
Just rendering. You
Correct.
can't let them sit out
At
there.
the end
just
of the day,
smoking.
you'll end up with less product because everything just shrinks up. You'll have a few tidbits. I remember the first time it's like
Tidbits.
tidbits.
Tit?
It's a weird.
Did you say tit?
It's a weird word.
It's weird. Yeah.
Tidbits.
I'll circle back.
Okay.
Circumvent.
That's twice you've used that
Exactly.
word. Damn.
Circling.
Let me just say, early on in my barbecue career, hanging out with my buddy Felipe, we started going through these like beef ribs, the ones that we're talking about, the back ribs or whatever. Shit, you know what? They're tasty as hell. But the problem is that you pay like a shit ton of money for like this rack of ribs that looks almost rival to a pork rib. And then once it's done cooking, there's like this amount of meat
There's nothing.
all throughout all bones or whatever, and you're like, shit. But you know what? It's super tasty. It is. But eventually you're like, I'm just not going to buy that anymore.
Yeah.
I will save up and get just the big dino rib. That way I have just this huge amount of meat that I can go with and pay $60 to do that. But it's interesting. I love learning about some of this stuff, and I know some of the people that are listening along, and I know some of the blank stares that I'm getting from everybody right
Yeah.
now. Like, let's end
Just
this.
rambling.
What the
blah,
hell's
blah,
going
blah,
on?
blah, blah.
Obviously,
Just-
anybody out there in
I'm just kidding. I'm just
the
joking.
land, if you have any questions, if you have any like, James, you didn't talk about this, let me know, because I'd love to
Also,
learn.
tell us what your best beef rib
Yeah,
story
if you got
is.
some pictures too.
If you got
Send us
some,
some
if you got some pictures, you have a story about your beef ribs. If it worked out great, if it didn't work out great, if somebody came in and got food poisoning, like obviously want to hear about that. But yeah, I mean, like, because first of all, I think beef ribs have a special place in every one of our hearts because when you get the right beef rib, and I think that's the thing like they hit on. When you get the perfect beef rib, the right cooked, seasoned,
There's a wow factor. You don't go with anything
dude,
else.
it changes you. You're like, oh my god, right? And then you're always chasing the dragon a little bit, right?
Correct.
You're like, damn, I got to get a bite of one of these things.
And I can tell you for sure right now, you're only going to get that in America
Oh, fuck, man.
and Australia and probably South America. That's it.
And
Also,
Asia.
Antarctica.
Pretty big chunk of the world, though.
It is.
Yeah, you just there's only 7
All of South America, the
there's
United
only
States,
7
Australia.
continents, and you just named 4 of them. So, hey, we're pretty much covered. The other 3 continents, we're not going to tell who you are, but you can't cook them.
You British assholes, you have no clue
Yeah,
about
braised.
Okay, we have a pretty good amount of listeners in Britain.
Just kidding.
So,
We love
Just
them.
kidding.
I would love to hear those James is a bitch voicemails.
Can we get this going, please? This little joker over here.
I feel like you guys are trying to wrap up, but we
James's.
can't do that yet because I have a barbecue in. I need
we
to
got to
do.
go. We have to go.
All right, all right.
is
Listen
what
up.
it is.
Listen up. Be quiet and listen up.
Okay.
This has if you're on YouTube, there'll be a little whatever to go with it.
Video.
Hey, my name's Jarod Wenyon. I was calling in because I was messaging you guys on your Instagram about a smoker I was building, and I sent you guys a couple of pictures. I just finished it the other day. I used a
Dude.
100-gallon propane tank and
Badass.
made a offset smoker with 3/16-inch steel plate as the firebox, and I found an old drill stem pipe off of a drill they used to drill water wells with to use as the smokestack, and just smoked my first thing on it last night. We did a pork tenderloin, and it came out perfectly. I'm still learning how to get my temperatures just right on it, and
Yeah.
I got like a 50-degree temperature difference from one side to the other, but I think that's because one of my thermometers is really close to the firebox. I'm going to put a Bluetooth thermometer in there and get a ambient temperature right in the middle
Yep.
to see where I'm sitting at. But thank you guys for your help, and I love the show.
Hey,
Yeah, that's badass.
listen.
Yeah, it
I
looks
told her.
awesome.
Can you
A
pull that
finished
picture back
product.
up?
Yeah.
Can you pull that picture up or no?
It's a video.
Or no,
I
it's a
cannot
video.
bring up the
It's a video.
picture.
Listen, I love the fact that you've built this thing. I think it first of all, people that can actually create and build and whatever.
I'm so jealous
I know,
of
right?
welders.
Yeah, dude. I mean, come
I
on,
have
like,
to. I wish I could weld.
dude,
Right.
phenomenal job. I think it looks sick as ass, right?
Uncle
It
Gene the
looks
shit out of that.
yeah, it looks so good. Yes, but I will tell you right now, having that thermometer so close to the firebox does nothing. Pull it, plug that thing right there, tap another one in the middle,
Do center.
and then end.
But
Yeah,
you know,
right?
even if you've got
'Cause you
some,
don't care.
even if
It's-
you've got
it's
some
such a
temperature variance, it's not such a bad thing. Like as long as you know it,
Yeah,
and then
that's
you
what I
can
told
move
him.
that thing around.
He was
you know?
reaching back and forth when he was building from the very beginning, asking lots of questions about it. Some of the questions I didn't know because I'm not a smoker builder. I reached out to Jimbo and asked him some
Yeah.
questions and relayed it to him. But he did just recently ask. He's like, "Hey, I got a 50-degree swing." I was like, "Well, one of your probes is right above your firebox." So
That's it.
I said, put an electric probe in there, get yourself an ambient temperature, figure out like it's
Yeah.
probably going to be an average of the two somewhere in there. And once you know that, that's all you need to know.
To be honest, on this size of the pit right here, I would only recommend having one center gauge. I don't think it does anything to you to have multiple gauges on this. One center gauge is all you need. Don't worry about the temperature swing. Obviously, I don't know if you put a baffle in this thing, but if you didn't, you need a baffle. You need something to push the heat down and to have it carry further down the pit, and instead of just rising and funneling out top of the firebox straight into the pit, right? Because that's going to be the hottest portion right there. You need something at the grate level
At
pushing
least some
down.
kind of water pan or something.
Yeah, just if you were to run the entire distance to the pit at the grate level, at the firebox side, down, I don't know, 6 inches, something to have the heat to push down before it has to move out, and then add a plate that goes 45 towards the grate, right? Grate level, just underneath the grate, maybe 10 inches, and just let it go at that point, right? That's where you're not going to have the flare-ups. You're not going to have fire kissing the meat or anything else. But I think you need that right there. One gauge, center cut that thing, plug the two ones. I don't think you need the two on there, but phenomenal job doing that. And dude, kudos because I can't do it.
Yeah, it looked badass. And his name was Jarod Wenyon.
Mm-hmm.
So that's our
Jarod.
barbecue win this week.
Solid.
Hey, also, Jarod, pics of the barbecue, or it didn't happen. Just saying.
Yeah. Also,
And
What's he win,
What
Jam?
did he win?
Yes,
Yeah.
we're all waiting.
Oh, God, we're going to do this again. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sucklebusters. Everybody wants some Sucklebusters.
it's magical.
Dude, hey, check them out. They have a huge line of seasonings, and they're all phenomenal. Whatever you pick, let us know what you pick. I'm always curious what people pick. You know what I mean? We never get that side of
A
it,
lot of people, I know exactly what everybody picks. A lot of people pick Chicks That Smoke.
as you should.
The 1836 is pretty damn popular.
Yeah.
Clucker Dust is popular. SPG is popular.
Can we get a spreadsheet on that?
I'll work on it.
Yeah,
Get a bar
just get
graph.
that up, John.
PowerPoint.
Hey, John,
bar
when
graph,
you're
animations.
Not pie graph.
John,
bar graph.
as soon as
Sorry.
you're done cutting this video, and then once you get done, like
Yeah.
getting all your stuff done and whatever,
Analytics
going to
on
work,
it.
Like
I need-
here in like 3 months when you
If
go
you
back
get
to
some
work and you get held out.
some stats available,
you
that'd be
can work
great.
on that.
Thanks. Thanks, John. Appreciate that. James, can you follow up with John as soon as he's done with that, and let me know as soon as John's done, and that way I can relay that to Alex and Matt. Thanks.
I will. I'll put it in a spreadsheet. Maybe Excel.
Sorry, James. Oh, it's me.
Yeah,
Shit.
yeah,
Okay.
you're still.
There it is, guys.
Dude, another one in the books. Hey, guys, you get a chance, go slide over to grabbingthebrisket.com. That'll direct you to all our social media pages that we have. We do a lot of crazy dumb shit on TikTok and Instagram and all the YouTubes and stuff like that. So, hey, check it out. Let us know what we're doing great at, and let us know what we're failing at for
yeah,
sure.
don't tell us that part. But if you want something better, just tell us. Also, go to TikTok and look at the. I think we have a pinned. It's this, and I've never asked where this guy was ever from, but I feel like it's
The burger guy?
the burger guy.
The
I
giraffe
feel
ankles?
like this guy is like one of the most famous guys, and he has no idea.
That's
right?
probably true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Preparation
Like I
age burger.
just feel like
The most interesting man in the world.
Yes.
it's the most.
He's
It's
something.
most nonchalant, like just weird.
Why did he video himself
I
doing
don't
that?
know. But this burger, bro, just go to TikTok, check out
Yes.
this burger. It's pinned at the top. Let us know what you think about it because, and then we actually have a burger that we created that we put out there, and then let us know what you think the difference is. Right? Like, which burger do you want?
It's not the same.
It's not. It's not the same.
Yes. But if you're following along, make sure you check us out on the YouTube. You don't have to watch these. We have a lot of other stuff going on YouTube. Give us a subscription there.
That's
but
right.
hey, next week, Myron Mixon.
Myron, mother.
The
Hey,
week after that, Byron Chisholm. There's a couple of barbecue Hall of Famers back
Yeah.
to back.
Go.
Byron Chisholm.
And then after that,
Dude.
we'll probably try to squeeze in. Maybe we can talk about how you actually cook these beef ribs. So we've talked about what they are, where they're from, what you can do with them, but we
We'll
haven't
post some
really
videos
got
up
into
there, yeah.
how to cook them. We can maybe do that coming up pretty soon.
I've got a lot on this. I think James have a lot on this.
Favorite
John,
thing to cook. I love to cook 'em.
I know you've got a lot on this right here. Matt has got a lot on this. Alex has got a lot on this.
You have a lot, Alex?
Do not sleep on these beef ribs because
Sure.
I think we can all cook these things differently, and yet I think there's some commonalities in there a little bit. That it's what sets us apart from somebody else a novice, somebody trying to get into this. Like
Grab the
listen
brisket
in.
beef rib cook off.
There it is.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah. Guys, it's been awesome talking barbecue with you.
Jesus.
Peace.
There it is.
Thanks everybody. We've been great.
Appreciate you.
Smoke on.
Dang it, Bobby. Just grab the brisket.
We'd like to give a special thanks to Sucklebusters Barbecue Rubs and Sauces, Bonner's Fiesta Spices, Cooley Nation Custom Koozies, Cambro Manufacturing, Yeti Coolers, the Smoke Sheep Barbecue Newsletter, and Dalstrong Knives. We definitely appreciate your support.